I just wanted to show a close-up of all of the crochet braided cable designs. So I have a separate video tutorial for the adult version of the crochet braided cable. This crochet baby blanket is my sweet pea blanket. It's really easy to make and is perfect for a beginner crocheter, even though it doesn't look like it's for a beginner. It's very easy to make. And then you can make your matching baby booties. These are the crochet cable, braided cable, matching baby booties. And then there's a separate video tutorial for the crochet baby and toddler braided cable hat. This color was made with Red Heart Super Saver. And then this one is made with 100% cotton. Just showing a different color. The same booties in a different style of yarn, the 100% cotton. And then also there's a separate video tutorial for this scarf, this matching scarf. And this is what the different yarn looks like for the toddler braided cable. The scarf with the braided cable for a toddler. But I also show how you can make it larger if you like it for the adult version. And I also have a separate video tutorial for these crochet braided cable matching mittens. And I show how to attach the cable so the toddler doesn't lose their mittens. I needed 2 skeins of this yarn if you like this particular yarn, and I show the yarn that I used in the video tutorials. But I needed 2 skeins to make the hat, the scarf, and the mittens. And then this is how much yarn is left over. For this crochet project, you're going to need your 4mm crochet hook, as well as your tapestry needle and a pair of scissors. The yarn that I used is Nurture, which is made from the finest Peruvian Tanguis cotton. I think that's how you pronounce it. And it's 100% cotton. Here's some more information about this yarn. And the website is knittingfever.com. I'm going to show you how to make this crochet bootie for baby. There's going to be a separate video tutorial for the baby hat, which shows you how to make this beautiful braided cable. This baby hat has 3 braided cables around it. The top of this baby bootie has the start of the braided cable, which adds a nice design to this baby bootie. Go ahead and take whatever color yarn that you're going to use for your project, and you're going to take and fold it over on itself to form a loop. Take your crochet hook, put it right through the loop, and then hold the base of the loop with your middle finger and your thumb. And then you're just going to yarn over, turn the hook upside down, and go through that loop for your slip knot. Go ahead and cinch down that knot, and then just kind of bring the loop around your crochet hook. And we're going to start making our chains. I'm only going to show you 4 of them, but you're going to go ahead and make a chain of 10. So just yarn over, turn your hook upside down, and go through the loop for 1, 2, 3, and 4. So go ahead, finish a chain of 10. You can also use whatever button that you want for your baby booties. I have these matching foxes that I'm going to be using. These are nice because they have a large buttonhole on the back that my tapestry needle will fit through, so I could sew it on with my yarn. And I'm able to go through the buttonhole 3 times with my cotton yarn. After you finish your chain of 10, you're going to make 1 single crochet into the second chain from the hook. So take your crochet hook, go into the second chain from the hook, bring up a loop, make your single crochet, and then you're going to make 1 single crochet in every stitch back across, except for the last stitch. In the last stitch, make 5 single crochet into the same stitch. So go ahead, make 1 single crochet in every stitch across until you get to the last stitch, and then come back. I have 1 more stitch left, so I'm going to place 5 single crochet into that last stitch. And as I'm making my stitches, I'm going to be turning my work, and I'm going to be going behind the loose yarn end because I'm going to be working on the opposite side so we can work in rounds. So this is my 4th single crochet and my 5th. Then you're just going to place 1 single crochet in every stitch back on the opposite side. I'm still burying my loose yarn end. So 1 single crochet in each of the remaining stitches, and then come back. So I had 8 remaining stitches. Now I'm going to go ahead and just cut my loose yarn end that I buried. Then I'm going to make a slip stitch into my starting stitch. So just go into that first stitch you made, yarn over, turn the hook upside down, and bring the yarn through both loops on the hook for a slip stitch to join the round. Now you're going to go ahead and make a chain of 2. 1, 2, and then you're going to get ready for the next round. You're going to make a half double crochet into the first stitch, so you yarn over, go into that first stitch, bring up a loop, make your half double crochet. Then you're going to make 2 half double crochet into the next stitch, so yarn over, go into the next stitch, make 2 half double crochet into the same stitch, then you're going to make 1 half double crochet into the next 6 stitches, and this is how your work should look so far. Then you're going to make 2 half double crochet into the next stitch in the next 2 stitches, then 1 half double crochet into the next 2 stitches, oops, 1 half double crochet in the next 2 stitches, then 2 half double crochet into the next 2 stitches. And then that's what it looks like in the front of the booty. Then you're going to make 1 half double crochet into the next 6 stitches, then you're going to make 2 half double crochet into the next stitch, one half double crochet into the last stitch, then you're going to make a slip stitch into the top chain of that first chain 2 that you made. And then you're going to get ready for your next round. Now you're going to make a chain of 1, and then you're going to make 1 single crochet into the next 10 stitches. Go ahead and make 1 single crochet into the next 10 stitches. Then you're going to make 2 single crochet into the next 2 stitches. So 2 single crochet into the next 2 stitches. Then you're going to make 2 half double crochet into the next 5 stitches. So yarn over, make 2 half double crochet into each of the next 5 stitches. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then you're going to make 2 single crochet into the next 2 stitches. And then 1 single crochet into each of the remaining stitches, and then come back. Then you're going to go ahead and make a slip stitch into the next stitch over, and chain 1. Now you're going to need a yarn marker, and then just place the yarn right where you left off. And for the next 2 rounds, you're going to be making only 1 single crochet in every stitch around, and you're only going to be working in the back loop. So let me show you what I mean by that. So for each stitch, you can see you have the 2 loops, and I'm demonstrating with my tapestry needle. So here are the 2 loops. I have both of them on my tapestry needle. This is the front loop, and this is the back loop. So you're going to go right down the center of the stitch with your crochet hook into that back loop only. So you're going to take your crochet hook, you're going to go into that back loop, you're going to bring up a loop, 2 loops on the hook, yarn over, turn the hook upside down, and go through both for a single crochet. And then you're going to make 1 single crochet into the back loops only, all the way around, for 2 rounds. I'll make 1 more with you. So when you get to your yarn marker, you're just going to keep on going around until you've completed 2 rounds of 1 single crochet in the back loops only. This is what my work looks like after 2 rounds of 1 single crochet into the back loops only. Then you're going to go ahead and slip stitch into the next stitch. So grab both loops, yarn over, turn the hook upside down, and bring the yarn through both loops for a slip stitch. Then go ahead and chain 1. You can go ahead and move your yarn marker up to help you keep track of where you are. And then for 2 rounds, you're going to make 1 single crochet in every stitch and just grab both loops. So 1 single crochet in every stitch using both loops for 2 rounds. and then come back. Now, once you finished your 2 rounds of 1 single crochet in every stitch, go ahead and make a slip stitch into that next stitch. And we're going to go ahead and mark the front of the shoe. So sometimes when you're slip stitching, you'll be off from the center of the shoe. So what I do is just put a yarn marker in place. So I put one right down the center, and then there's 7 open stitches on the left and 7 open stitches on the right. And then on the 8th stitch is where I put my yarn marker on each side. So now, after you have your markers in place, then you can take and move the back yarn marker up, and then you'll just make 1 single crochet in every stitch until you reach your first yarn marker. So now I've reached my first yarn marker. I'm going to go ahead and remove that yarn marker, and then I'm going to make 1 single crochet into 2 stitches, and then I'm going to make my decrease stitch. So you're going to go into the next stitch, bring up a loop, go into the next stitch and bring up a loop. You have 3 loops on the hook. Yarn over, turn the hook upside down, and go through all 3 for your first decrease stitch. And we're going to repeat this decrease stitch pattern 4 times. So that was 1. I'm going to make my second one now. So 1 single crochet into 2 stitches. And then I'm going to make my decrease stitch, or single crochet 2 stitches together. So I'm going to go into the next stitch, bring up a loop, go into the next stitch and bring up a loop, yarn over, turn the hook upside down, and go through all 3 for a decrease stitch. And you can go ahead and remove that center marker now. And then you're going to have 2 more on this side before you reach the other marker. So 1 single crochet into 2 stitches, and then make your decrease stitch, 1 single crochet into 2 stitches, and then you can make your decrease stitch. Then go ahead and take your yarn marker out and make 1 single crochet in each of the remaining stitches, and then come back. And this is how my work looks so far. Then when you reach your yarn marker, go ahead and make your slip stitch and then chain 1. And then I'm going to show you where I placed the markers for this round. So this time, here's the back, and in the front you can see how I put the marker in my center stitch at the tip of the booty, and then I have to the right 3 open stitches, and then my yarn marker in the next stitch. To the left 3 open stitches, and then the yarn marker in the next stitch. So here's a close-up. That's the front of the shoe. So now you're ready to move the back yarn marker up, and you're going to make 1 single crochet in every stitch right before the first yarn marker, and then come back. Then you can take and remove the next stitch yarn marker, and then you're going to make 1 single crochet into the first stitch, and then make your decrease stitch. We're going to do this 3 times. There's 1. Go ahead and remove the next yarn marker, 1 single crochet in 1 stitch, and then your decrease stitch. And then the last one, 1 single crochet, and then your decrease stitch. And you can go ahead and remove the yarn marker. And then just make 1 single crochet in each of the remaining stitches back to the yarn marker. And this is how it's looking so far in the front. So 1 single crochet in each of the remaining stitches back to the yarn marker. Then you just make a slip stitch into the next stitch over, and then chain 1. So now for this next round, you're going to want to make 6 decreases around the front of the booty. So I've marked the center of the tip of my shoe, and then I'm going to count to the left. Let me show you the open stitches. So to the left, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 open stitches. I have my yarn marker in the 6th stitch. And then on the other side, so here's where my yarn marker is in the center. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then my yarn marker is in the 5th. Then I'm going to move my yarn marker up, and then I'm going to make 1 single crochet in each of the stitches until I get to my first yarn marker. Then I'm going to remove the yarn marker and make a decrease stitch, and I want to make 6 decrease stitches all around the front of the booty. So there's 1, there's 2. I'm going to go ahead and remove the center yarn marker. There's 3, 4, 5, remove my last yarn marker, and 6. Then you can just make 1 single crochet in each of the remaining stitches and then come back. And this is how your front of the booty is starting to shape.